Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do a part 2 video on how you can use a Swiss ball to improve your golf swing. Today we're basically going to show you how you can use it to improve your downswing rotation. Okay, so it's really going to help you get the club in a better position on the way down, reduce the amount of side bending through strike, and really improve the quality of your contact. So I hope you enjoy the video, and yeah, go get yourself a Swiss ball. Now, just before we move on to the drill, I wanted to quickly explain 2 key reasons as to why you might find it difficult to rotate into your lead side. One, and the king of all, is the face angle. So I've noticed over my years of coaching that the people who rotate the least through impact are the players that have the club face the most open. So we see that toe extremely behind the heel through strike because it would make more sense to stall our hips, to stall our chest, because that would give the club chance to release, it would give the face chance to turn over, and that's effectively how someone with an extremely open club face could manage to hit the ball straight. Is it preferable? Definitely not, but it's certainly a matchup of the two. The second one, and this is why I would recommend that you watch the video I posted a few days ago regarding the Swiss ball first, because if you are slightly steep in your downswing and struggle with a shaft which is a little too vertical, in this next stage where we're going to learn how to rotate into our lead side, if you are doing so with a steeper shaft, you might struggle with more of an outside in club path. So it's really important that we have the backswing balanced up, first of all, with a shaft dissecting our trail forearm and our downswing so that we can pivot left and we can just keep that club path nice and neutral and not do a good swing and suffer with a big slice. So really, if you're struggling to rotate and have done for a while, it's probably because the lack of rotation is actually remedying another problem that you might have in your swing. So just double check those couple of factors before you move into this drill. When you see people that rotate very well through the ball, they often generate a bit more speed from, I say not a lot more effort, but it certainly doesn't look like it because it's much more sequenced. Okay, so we're going to see an angle of attack, I'm going to guess 5 or 6. 5 degrees down and 2 degrees to the right pass. It's a nice draw shot. Okay, so I've hit that ball, carried 172 with an 86 mile an hour clubhead speed. So it's not the fastest clubhead speed, but because I've had the downward strike and a good quality rotation, I've really maximized my energy output at strike. Now for the second stage of the Swiss ball drill, we're not going to put it on our left hip. Now what we're going to do, once we've conquered the backswing, we are going to put it on our back pockets. Okay, and this is going to feel counterintuitive to what you might have been told before. We are going to start to roll the ball and rotate our body in such a way that it would create an equal arc both sides of our body. Okay, so if you struggle with being steep in the downswing, if you struggle with standing up, which those two are often linked, if you struggle with early extension, this is a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant drill for you to try. So for this stage of using a Swiss ball, we're going to move the ball from our left hip, which we did last time, to our back pockets. So you just need to find an empty wall, pop the Swiss ball in your back pockets and get in a normal setup. Try and keep the weight even in your feet. Don't feel as if you're leaning against the ball to start off with. Now, going back to the rehearsal last time, we were trying to feel as if the ball was on our left hip and we were staying a little bit more left as we roll the ball towards the camera. You'll notice now that in the backswing, you're actually trying to roll the ball along the wall to your left towards target. Okay, so as we start to rotate the pelvis, we can see I've made a great rotation into this right hip. That's allowed my arm to stay much lower, and that's going to help us get the club much shallower on the way down. I'm going to do a completely separate video for that. Now, however, downswing rotation, what you'll find is as you get to the top, we should have pressure in the right heel and the left toe, and our left butt cheek will be off of the ball. Okay, so we're going to go up to that position. Now what I want you to do, and the first thing, before you pull the club, before you let the club head go, I want you to push your left butt cheek against the ball. Okay, so I haven't really prematurely brought the club down, I've just hip against the ball. Now this is the funny part, now I want you to keep squeezing and roll the ball away from the target. You find that now the handle is getting pulled around as it unlocks rotation of not only my hips, but also my rib cage and shoulders, okay? So that's pulling the handle around me to the point where at point of contact, we will feel a lot more open than we're used to, okay? you'll also start to find that the hand path will start to work much more around you because it's been opened up by a better rotation into this left hip. Okay, so do that again. Roll the ball towards target, pressure in the toe of the left foot, heel of the right foot, then squeeze the ball before you bring the handle down. Squeeze the ball and roll the ball away from target. To a lot of you who have too much lateral movement in your downswing or too much early extension, this will feel very, very drastic, but that's the point of a good drill. As long as you have a cutoff point, the kind of exaggerated feeling is exactly what we're looking for. So my favorite thing about that drill is how simple it makes reducing lateral movement, because your brain is actually focused on achieving the task of rolling the ball away from target. And the reality of actually making a golf swing looking like that is extremely rare, because actually when we swing this club around us, the head doesn't weigh much when it's static, but when it's being swung at 85 to 100 miles an hour, the head gets quite heavy. Okay, so it will have some sort of shift towards target, but it's our job to feel as if we roll the ball and almost counteract the swing of the club head a little bit. So it will basically reduce the amount we are sliding to the left. Okay, so things you should see from doing this drill is a reduction in an excessive inside path if you struggle with a hook, a slightly steeper downward strike, because again the added rotation would feel as if your chest is more over the ball. When your chest is more over the ball, you can keep some pressure down on the handle, okay, and deliver more downstrike. And it would just reduce some common ailments that people see, you know, early extension, standing up through the ball, early release. It's a great, great drill for certainly helping those aspects of a golf swing. What I'd start to do, if I was you, I would do a few reps on the ball itself, and then I would take a few swings where you just feel as if you're rolling the ball towards the my bench in front of me here, and then you roll the ball away from target, and just see if you can, through softer swings, get the feeling of rotating around you, and just do that a few times. It should easily create a downward strike, and you should be able to feel as if you can really post up on that left leg. Build the speed up slowly to the point where you can make full swings with exactly the same feeling. Intermittently use the Swiss ball to just keep the feeling alive. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. That's how I would use a Swiss ball to reduce the amount of early extension and therefore an excessively inside out club path. One thing to bear in mind is what I said at the beginning: if you are struggling with early extension for a reason, make sure you check the position of the backswing first. But then if you have checked that, this would be a really easy way for you to decrease an excessive into-out path and really learn how to turn your hips as opposed to extend and slide your pelvis. So I hope it helps, and I look forward to seeing you next time.